It's 7:30 p.m. on the 7th of August of 2021. And I welcome you back to Cast Talks. To start with, I'd like to thank a couple of people who followed in between episodes. So to begin with, we have Chasing Pixie Dust, who followed 3 days ago. And we also have Lady Luria, who followed 6 days ago. We may have said Lady Luria's before already, but still, always happy to recognize somebody else. So you might be asking, what is Cast Talks? Well, this is a show where we hang out for 2 hours, read some good news, talk to each other with chat, and generally we take it easy. Maybe even look at some cat videos later on as well. But if you need something in the background just to hang out with, or if you'd like to hear someone talking for a little while, then this is your thing. I can tell you that much. So, to begin with, it has been kind of a crazy week for me, just to let you know what's going on my end. I have had an unfortunate change in prescription, and I've had vertigo all week. That's on top of already feeling a little bit less than great, but more than anything else, pokes your friend a little bit. Well, hello there, Playful. How are you doing? Come on into the show. I'm glad you could make it. I'm actually doing pretty good despite the vertigo. I've gotten some food down and I'm feeling like I can actually be here for tonight, which is all I really wanted, was to be here to do this. But yes, besides feeling like crap, darn vertigo, yeah, I know, but it's really alright. It could be a lot worse. But yeah, it's been a challenging week for me, I'll say that much. But I'm through most of it, and I'm happy about that. And despite being a little sick and not sleeping that well, to be honest with you, I got through it. I've pulled through, and here I am. I had a sore throat for a couple of days there too after Sunday's stream last week. I seem to have gotten through that too, though. But that means I'm going to be taking it a little easier today. So I won't be reading good news quite as much. But still, we'll be here for a little while doing all this. So, to begin with, we've got some stories that I'd like to talk about. So the first story is called Psychedelic Company Gets Green Light for PTSD Therapy Study Using MDMA in Canada. This is from August the 2nd, so it's from last week, unfortunately, but still, I think it's quite relevant to what we talk about here all the time. So, this is from Good News Network. A mental health care company in Canada has been given federal approval to conduct a safety and feasibility study evaluating MDMA-assisted therapy for post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. We are thrilled that Health Canada has issued its no objection letter allowing this important study to proceed, and in doing so, potentially advance Canada toward a legal, regulated system for MDMA-assisted therapy, said Peyton Nyquist, CEO of Numinous. We are gratified that our study will provide safety and outcome data to regulators to support an integration of this treatment into mainstream mental health care. This study has advanced through the pre-implementation stage of Numinous Vancouver Clinic and has now received the required federal regulatory approval. Study preparations are now transitioning into the final stages of training staff, importing medication, and obtaining ethical approval to allow the recruitment of participants according to COVID-19 public health protocols. During the study, research, medical, and therapist staff at Numinous will collect data on the safety and effectiveness of MDMA-assisted therapy to inform Health Canada and support making MDMA-assisted therapy available to individuals living with PTSD in Canada. Through the collaboration and study activities, Numinous seeks to create access for patients with no other treatment options and establish the physical, human resource, and other infrastructure required to scale up access to MDMA-assisted therapy if federal approvals are ultimately in place. Dr. Devon Christie, Numinous Medical and Therapeutic Services Director, will serve as the study's qualified investigator and as a study therapist. Dr. Christie is a family physician with a focus in multidisciplinary pain management and a certified relation somatic therapist. Health Canada should be recognized for its ongoing leadership through its support of this study, said Dr. Christie in a statement. At our Vancouver clinic, we have spent months establishing the physical, technical, clinical, and human resource infrastructure needed to move the study forward and ultimately foster greater access to MDMA-assisted therapy. In May of 2021, MAPS announced results from its Phase 3 randomized clinical trial that confirmed the substantial efficacy and safety of MDMA-assisted therapy for PTSD under the MAPS Public Benefit Corporation protocol. The trial demonstrated that 88% of participants who received 3 controlled and supervised MDMA-assisted therapy sessions, experienced a clinically significant reduction in symptoms, with 67% no longer qualifying for PTSD diagnosis, in comparison to 32% of participants randomized to placebo. I like that one. So, today we do have a little bit of a... I'll turn this one down slightly. We do have a slightly lighter schedule than usual, considering the toll has been taken on me from this week. But for the most part, we're still talking about the normal stuff. A few things that I'll go over now. For the most part, I am about 80 to 90% normal, but it's just a little bit of an edge today. So I'll be going a little slower than I usually do. But for the most part, you can expect things to be as usual. I found that throughout my week, something that helped me stay grounded was reading a book by the poet and mystic Rumi. I find that many of his works are a little bit too spiritual in relationship to a deity or a religion. But there have been a few that I found to be genuinely, I want to say spiritual in a more romantic and prose and profound way. I'm not quite halfway done with this book of works yet. What I can say though is that many of them I've found to be neutral or not particularly inspired by my perspective. But the few that I have liked did bring me to tears. More specifically, the ones regarding love and closeness and intimacy. These are all things that I think everybody has an interest in one way or another. But certainly Rumi had a way of wording it that made me feel more close, maybe to my needs or my wants. I've never been so super interested in poetry, especially slam poetry. I find that to be particularly uninteresting. In fact, I found that slam poetry makes me cringe quite a bit. If I had to say though, I think Rumi is doing an okay job, despite some of the obvious of his time poetry that is very insensitive to other cultures, let's say. But hey, when you live in the 1200s, you know, what can be said? A very different time indeed. So let's get into our second news story. Let me see how long this bad boy is. No, we won't do this one. Okay, this one's good. This is a good one. Life-saving treatment for heart attacks discovered inside protein of deadly spider venom. This is from this is from today's news, from Good News Network. Australian researchers discovered a potentially life-saving treatment for heart attacks inside a very unlikely source: the venom of one of the world's deadliest spiders. A drug candidate developed from a molecule found in the venom of the Fraser Island Kagari funnel web spider can prevent damage caused by a heart attack, as well as extend the life of donor hearts for organ transplants. The discovery was made by a team led by Professor Peter MacDonald from the Victor Chang Cardiac Research Institute in Australia and colleagues at the University of Queensland. MacDonald said this incredible result had been decades in the making. This will not only help the hundreds of thousands of people who have had a heart attack every year, it could also increase the number of quality of donor hearts, which will give hope to those waiting on the transplant list. Dr. Palvant from UQ's Institute for Molecular Bioscience said the drug candidate worked by stopping a death signal sent from the heart in the wake of an attack. After a heart attack, blood flow to the heart is reduced, resulting in a lack of oxygen to the heart muscle. The lack of oxygen causes the cell environment to become acidic, which combined to send a message for heart cells to stop working. Despite decades of research, no one has been able to develop a drug that stops this signal in the heart cells, which is one of the reasons why heart disease continues to be the leading cause of fatality in the world. Dr. Palvant tested the drug candidate, a protein called HI1A, using beating human heart cells exposed to heart attack stresses to see if the drug improved their survival. The HI1A protein from spider venom blocks acid-sensing ion channels in the heart, so the message is blocked. Cell damage is reduced, and we see improved heart cell survival. There are currently no drugs in chemical use that prevent the damage caused by heart attacks. The survival of heart cells is vital in heart transplants. Treating hearts with HI1A and reducing cell damage will increase how far the heart can be transported and improve the likelihood of a successful transplant, said MacDonald. Usually, if the donor heart has stopped beating for more than 30 minutes before retrieval, the heart can't be used. Even if we can buy an extra 10 minutes, that can make the difference between someone having a heart and someone missing out. For people who are literally on the last remnants of their life, this could be life-changing. The small protein in the venom of this spider was shown to be markedly improve recovery from strokes, amazingly reducing damage to the brain even when it is given up to 8 hours after stroke onset, said UQ Professor Glenn King. For heart attack victims, our vision for the future is that HI1A could be administered by first responders in the ambulance, which would really change the health outcomes of heart disease. This would particularly important in rural and remote areas where patients are far from hospitals, when every second counts. This could also allow donor hearts to be transported over longer distances, and therefore increasing the network of available donors and recipients. Dr. Sarah Schubert says their research published in the journal Circulation initially just looked at the effect of venom, but moved down a whole new path of discovery when they identified a specific pathway that played a key role in damaging the heart tissue after oxygen loss. We found that an acid-sensing ion channel played a significant role in causing injury to the heart. By blocking that channel, we were able to prevent some of the injury that usually occurs. The protein has been tested in human heart cells, and the team is aiming for human clinical trials for both stroke and heart disease, to begin within 2 to 3 years, possibly leading to a new way of reversing damage from heart attacks. by using a potent spider-derived antidote. See, this is what we need. We need to take the best parts of nature and use it to make ourselves better. At least that's what I think. Nature has a bounty of things it can teach us and show us. And if we can take that bounty and make something with it, make something special and powerful, we can essentially control such a strange and important thing in this world as another minute of life, or another person having a father or a brother or a sister or a mother. Alright folks, it's time for some cute animal videos. We're starting that a little early today to give me just a short break from reading. So let me get some up for you.
Pretty much.
I mean, I've never even had ciabatta. This cat's going crazy for it, though. If you've ever had anything like that, then you might recognize that animals, especially kitties going crazy over a bun. I know what you mean. There's some animals that get very focused on one particular thing, and it doesn't quite look like she's actually able to eat it, right? Maybe she can, but can she even eat it? She's trying, there's at least that. She's trying to, yeah. I don't know if she can chew that. Bread is pretty difficult to chew, and it looks like a fairly stiff bun right there. She's trying, though. She's very interested in it. She's got that look in her eye, like she's interested. She's got that mischievous, curious look. So it's just ciabatta? Just ciabatta that she's interested in? That's very strange. Gosh, she's just all in for it. Yeah, I think I was honestly sick for the first time in 6 years this week. Because that sore throat, it was a very typical actual sore throat for a few days. I could barely speak at all. I'm still feeling some of the effects right now. Otters have a special place for me. I think they're very capable, very agile creatures. They seem very happy. Very interested in the small things that they do. The writhing otters, writhing in their little city. Oh wow, look at the waters. Taking your otters for a walk. I've never done that before. I've walked some dogs recently though, which I'm quite proud of. Some cold water won't stop an otter though. I think one day I might like to take otters for a walk. You know, I think that might be nice. Just go hang out with them for a little bit. Yeah, hang out with them and maybe swim around with them, get led on by them, see where they take you. That's half the fun of going for a walk with the dog, is seeing where they want to go, seeing where they have an interest in going. I feel like that's very fun with otters too, because they seem very courageous and very friendly and lighthearted. Wayful, would you be okay with a pet otter? Would that be something you'd be into? Maybe, yeah. I'm kind of a maybe about it too. I do think they're great, but if I would have them as a pet, I'm not sure. I think about, and I think about this when I'm talking with people on Second Life too. What kind of animals and things like that make each person happy? Certainly I like cats a lot, but I'm just happy for a dog. I would prefer something warm-blooded because I do like to cuddle up next to something furry. Right, I'd prefer a furry animal, not a scaly animal. No, I'm not against it, just less for it than fur, if that makes sense. I've just never really been into having scales in my face. Might just be me though. I'm sure cuddling up with an iguana is terrific, even so. I do think about the kind of animal I'll take home someday. I think about what kind of animal I'll be able to name or know the name of, and what animal I'll be able to give baths and take baths with, and be able to sleep in the same bed with, and wake up to, hopefully with them licking my nose. This is sort of fairy tale start to a day, isn't it? Having your nose licked by your animal to wake you up. Certainly, it's a pretty good one if you ask me. But yeah, usually find myself very much looking forward to spending time with animals. My time at the shelter recently has made me very aware of that. Though I had to re-educate myself about how to actually speak and be with an animal. Because I was kind of lost when I was holding that kitten on that first week. And it took me a while to figure out how to really appreciate them again. Oh man. It's such a pain when you're sick, you know what I mean? When you're just sitting there and you're trying to lie down and you just feel so not quite right. You know, there's something just a little wrong. And I have felt that way all week with the sore throat and the allergies and the vertigo especially, but it's been tough. Some weeks are tougher than others, of course, but this was a tough one. I felt it wearing on me more and more, and I hope that soon I will be more or less free from these particular and newfound difficulties. Because everybody has problems, woes, bummers. You know, every now and again, they become worse than before, and they become more intolerable than before, but at the same time, when you get through them, when you can conquer that part of your life and move on, it's something pretty great, and I'm looking forward to it. Is that a skunk being mothered by a cat? Because that looks like a skunk. Let me check this video title out and see if it's a skunk or not. An oddball orphan of the family. Yeah, it looks like a skunk to me. Okay, here's another question for you, Playful. If there was a skunk that needed to be rescued, and you were only going to keep them for like a week, and they were very well behaved, would you still risk bringing them into your house and caring for them? Because that'd be pretty difficult for me to agree to. There's almost no way to get the skunk smell out. And you'd have to be real careful, because once it's there, it's not going for a while. But I think I'd give it a try, especially if it was like a very calm and demure. The more demure the skunk, the more likely I am to want to hang out with them. I do hope that, and we're at 41 followers out of 50 right now for our upgrade to being an affiliate, which I'm quite happy about. And I'm looking forward to seeing where we go from there, of course, but I know it takes time. I'm hoping that when I'm starting to feel a little bit better, I can focus on that again for a little while. I think that'd be great. Especially because there are so many nice and unique people I've gotten to speak to about this recently. Yeah, I know. It's a good one. So I am thinking today's going to be a half episode. Just from how I'm feeling right now. But maybe by tomorrow I'll be feeling ready to do our stream together playful. We've got to see how I'm able to rest tonight, though, considering I might be up all night with vertigo as well. If that's the case, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. But, you know, I'll hold fast like always. My diet has been so poor recently as well, because I haven't been able to make myself barely anything. I've been eating so much bread. Haven't been able to exercise either. I feel like I'm getting fat. I know I've probably gained a few pounds over the week. I'm gonna have to work extra hard to get that off when the actual return to normalcy happens. But yeah, certainly I'm happy that you're here, Playful. I really am. It's always good to have you as company during these streams, and we do have some smaller ones, and today seems like a smaller stream, which is alright, if you ask me. I understand, but I am grateful, that's all I can say. They are something, aren't they? Oh, this is a great one right here. Yeah, kittens are such tiny and fragile things. I actually think it's a dog, not a kitten, but it's my bad. It can be hard to tell when they're that small. You get these elephant and mouse situations where the larger animals are afraid of the smaller, tinier animals because of how fierce they are. It's great. Oh, Ella, welcome. I'm so glad you can make it. Yeah, I'm considering if I want to do a half episode today, which I might. But how are you doing, regardless of all of that? Me, guy. I'm not bad. I'm just very tired. I don't feel quite blah, but I do have a lot of my energy drained from the week. So I'm not sure how much more I'll actually be talking if we keep going. I'm glad that I was able to do at least this much. Certainly better than not having an episode and breaking the chain. That is a very handsome pigeon, I'll say that much. Let me try this music down a little bit. But yeah, we're having a good one. I'm just so, I'm so ridiculously worn by the week, worn by all the sick moments. Just keeping the parrot or the pigeon at home, the spoiled pigeon. You know, I do like pigeons. I've never been pooped on by a pigeon, luckily. Or else my opinion of them wouldn't be as high, but I do think they're very special, and that they have so much surprising amounts of depth to them for something that is not so clearly valuable. He does look very affectionate. Well, Ella, I wish that you could have, or that I could have shown more to you today than just like a few minutes. But I am extremely tired, unfortunately. And I'm only going to be able to do the half show today. Which I'm not quite happy about, but I can't control being sick, unfortunately. So, thank you very much for being here. I'm glad that you could make it, even if just for a few minutes. Thank you very much, Playful, for being here as always. You're great. And thank you for anybody who watches this in the present or in the future. Good night, and Cass, take care of yourself. Well, thank you. You take care of yourself, too. And as always, have a safe night. Take it easy, and take care. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.